Hi.
Hello.
Today I'm going to talk about
Osmia
lignara,
or
or
as
as
it's
it's more commonly referred to,
the
the
blue orchard
mason bee.
This is an interesting little bee that's native to North America.
The mason is a solitary bee that's about the size of a large housefly. And you can identify them by their distinct metallic blue to blue-green color. As the orchard in their name might suggest, mason bees prefer to forage for nectar and pollen in fruit trees like apples or peaches, and they usually emerge in early spring about the time that these fruit trees are flowering. The male bees are the first to emerge, and they go about foraging and generally waiting for the females to show up so they can mate. Like honeybees, the male's only job is to mate with the females, and then they die soon after. Once mated, the females go about their job of collecting pollen and nectar, laying eggs, and building their nests. The mason bees will nest in any suitable site in the wild. These sites are typically about 5/16 inch in diameter and between 4 and 8 inches deep. Nests in the wild have been found in all sorts of locations, like old nail holes or hollowed out reed stems, and even in woodpecker drillings. But they will also readily take to man-made nest boxes. After the mason bee has found a suitable nest, she begins collecting nectar and pollen, and once she has enough to sustain a larvae, she will lay an egg and seal off that part of the chamber with mud or any other clay-like material. That's where the mason part of the name comes in. And she will continue this process until she fills up the cell, usually around 8 eggs, and then she'll cap off the entrance with a thick layer of mud. At this point, she'll start the whole process over with a new cell. This will go on for about 4 to 6 weeks, with each female laying about 3 dozen eggs before they finally die. Of exhaustion, I'm sure. The eggs in the chambers hatch and the larvae eat and grow just like any other bee. But then they spin a cocoon to complete their metamorphosis from their pupa stage to the adult stage. At this point, they go dormant in these little pods until the following spring warms up enough for the whole process to start over again. So now that we've learned just a little bit about the mason bee, I'd like to talk about why they're becoming so popular as a pollinator. Well, first off, they're very docile. The females do have a sting, but you really have to rough them up in order to get stung by one. Next, they are highly efficient at pollinating. 2 or 3 females can pollinate an entire apple tree in just one season, with an individual female being capable of pollinating over 300,000 flowers in her short lifespan. They are also a very robust little bee. They're highly resistant to diseases as well as parasites. And finally, they're active in colder temperatures, usually much sooner in spring than the honeybees. And they also remain active on cool days or overcast and rainy days, unlike honeybees. So I hope everyone's enjoyed learning just a little bit about the blue orchard mason bee, and maybe even piqued your interest into finding out more about them. Thank you.